This video will describe feature setting rules. In the previous video we talked about feature copying rules, where these rules, the feature copying rules, copy features from one constituent to another constituent. For example, in English they copy person and number from the subject nouns to the verb. Feature setting rules are used to override the features that were copied by a feature copying rule. Sometimes there are special constructions where we need to override the feature copying rules. For example, here in Joshua 23:10, sentence 1, "One of you defeats 1,000 enemies because the Lord your God fights for you." Because of this one of, we need the third singular form of the verb. This verb is present tense, as you see here. And the number is singular and the person is third, because when we look at the history for this word, features were changed from number equals source not available to plural and person equals source not available to second by feature copying rules, and then copy subject, person, and number from nouns to verbs. So that's our agreement rule. But then in the next line we see the features were changed from plural to singular and person was changed from second to third by a feature copying rule, and that's a feature setting rule. When subject is one or each of us, you or them, set person to third. So we're going to write a feature setting rule. We're going to turn this rule off. Here's the rule that corrected the situation. These rules, as I mentioned, they don't have an on-off checkbox, but we can effectively turn them off by using this new feature value for clauses, turn structure off. So now this structure won't be matched anywhere in the Bible. And so now, when we initialize and generate, now it says one of you defeat 1,000 enemies. And if we look here, number is plural and person is second because of that agreement rule. So we want to write a feature setting rule that will change second plural to third singular. So that's what we'll do now. You always put your feature setting rules immediately after the feature copying rules that they override. So here's our feature copying rule that copies person and number from the subject noun to the verb. So let's add a new rule to this group, and we'll say when subject is one of us, you, them, change the verb to third singular. And this will be a feature setting rule, not a feature copying rule. So let's build our structure. These are almost identical to the structural adjustment rules, which we talked about in previous videos. So let's build our structure. We need a noun phrase, we need a verb phrase, we need an adjective phrase inside the noun phrase, and let's insert the adjective one. Now we're in the synthesizing grammar, so we don't have access to source concepts anymore. We only have access to target words and user-defined categories. This is an adjective, and we need the word one right there. So, and let's insert a noun. And again, the noun can be before or after the adjective phrase. It doesn't matter. I'll put it after. And we want this to be plural or pockle. And let's insert a verb into the verb phrase. So, and we want the noun phrase to be the subject. This rule doesn't apply to objects or indirect objects or anything else. So there's the input structure. Now we go to the output structure, and now we can set the features on the verb to singular and third. The feature copying rules, they copy features and they come after all of the lexical features and after all of the semantic representation features. So the copied features that are copied by grammar rules are down here at the end. Okay? So we'll set that to third singular. And we'll save that, and we'll initialize, generate, And now we see again, one of you defeats. And we get that S because the verb is third singular. And if we rest our cursor here, we see the features were changed from number. It was source not available. It was changed to plural. And person was changed from source not available to second by the agreement rule, the feature copying rule. But then our feature setting rule came along and changed it. Changed number from plural to singular and person from second to third by that rule that we just wrote, rule number 5. So that's how these rules work. You place them after the agreement rules that they override. You build an input structure, and then in your output structure, you set the features that you want to change. They were initially set by a feature copying rule, but then you change them here in the output structure.